In the process of learning anything new, making mistakes is just part of the process, especially when that something happens to be the Japanese language.
Dore? No, I forgot the beginning. It's like, dore kurai? Okay.
In this video, I would like to share with you 10 common mistakes to avoid while learning to speak Japanese. Also, how to avoid making these mistakes. That is, of course, if you hit that subscribe button. Let's now dive right into the list, beginning with mistake number 1, being too grateful. The phrase "sugoi," meaning wow, cool, or awesome, is very commonly spoken in Japan. However, many beginners often make the mistake of using this as a default response to everything they find good, interesting, or cool, which in practice is bad. So, allow Chisa to explain.
In Japanese, sugoi means wonderful, awesome, and also wow or maybe cool to express the feeling when you are impressed. In English, great or cool is to confirm that something works as well. However, in Japanese, when you confirm something with someone, we don't use great or cool to confirm. So we wouldn't say sugoi. Instead, like we would say thank you, which is arigatou gozaimasu, or hi, like to say yes. And then sometimes you could also say daijoubu desu, means oh yes, it's okay. So you could say hi, daijoubu desu, arigatou gozaimasu, all together, or whatever you feel comfortable. Pretty much you can think sugoi is same as wow.
Mistake number 2, saying sorry incorrectly. Now, there are many different words used to say sorry in Japanese, as well as situations of when to use them. Now, although saying sorry is crucial and quite common in Japanese, there is one particular situation you may not want to say sorry, and this may shock you.
So in English, you can say sorry to hear or sorry this happened to you to show like your sympathy. Or however, in Japanese, ごめんなさい or 申し訳ございません, they are only used to apologize. You know, Japanese is very indirect. So just by saying そっか or そうなんですか, is it true? Such? It's perfectly okay to show your very good, sincere sympathy.
Mistake number 3, cute or scary.
Yeah, so cute versus scary. You know, the pronunciation between those words is quite similar. Kawaii, 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 kawaii. So like scary is kawaii, cute is kawaii, kawaii or kawaii. You gotta be careful. You don't wanna say kawaii to your girlfriend.
Mistake number 4, incorrectly using Dayo. The sentence ender Dayo is often described as simply a casual way to clarify your statement. Now, with this in mind, before going out and using Dayo to clarify everything you wish to say, keep in mind that in many cases it might not actually make a lot of sense, or it might even be inappropriate.
Dayo is casual sentence ender. It comes just pretty much after nouns or some like specific adjectives. And then I often hear 違うだよ just spoken by Japanese learners. However, in Japanese, I think 違う is a verb. We would totally understand. However, it sounds very wrong. So just be careful. And then what I would suggest is that maybe you could try to focus on getting used to speaking polite forms. By using formal sentence enders and such, because we always appreciate politeness.
Mistake number 5, poor timing. In Japanese, adjectives and verbs have very subtle or not so subtle variations based on the past, present, or future states. Now, to demonstrate a very common mistake when complimenting food, such as to say, "This is delicious," let's allow Chisa to demonstrate this and get it all straightened out for you.
So 美味しい means it is delicious. 美味しそう means it looks delicious. So you shouldn't say 美味しい before having a bite, because obviously you don't know the taste, right? For the polite term, you could say 美味しいです is just it is delicious, and 美味しそうです is it looks delicious. 美味しかったです is it was delicious. So just put this after the word.
Mistake number 6, enjoying the wrong things.
When I started learning English, I just found it quite interesting because enjoy as a verb has much more different ways to use. And in Japanese, we don't use in the same way as in English. So for example, you can't say I enjoyed the meal in Japanese like ご飯を楽しみました. You should say ご飯は美味しかったです meaning the meal was delicious. Because the meal isn't really activity, it's more like a noun and then just show if you like the meal or not. And then like when you use the word to enjoy, it always needs to be with the physical action or like physical activity like playing tennis or playing a card game or like watching a movie.
Mistake number 7, sounding bossy or arrogant. In Japanese, there's a fine line between sounding bossy or simply agreeing with others. Now, in order to help you avoid coming across as rude or bossy, here's a few tips on when it comes to ending your sentences.
そうだよ is a casual way of saying yes, it is right. And in a polite way, you could say そうですよ. However, depending on how you actually say in like the different situation, you might sound a little bit, or sometimes bossy. Yeah, so for example, if you respond with a そうだよ or そうですよ in a polite way, when your friend said, oh, it is very noisy here, it would sound just like, yes, it is right. I know it already. So instead of saying そうだよ or そうですよ, to respond softly in that kind of situation, I would say そうだね or そうですね in a formal way. And then like next sentence ender, I think I use quite often because like this ender shows like your sympathetic agreement. Yeah, そうだよ sounds a little strong.
Mistake number 8, hello or goodbye. Some of the most common Japanese greetings that are easy to mix up are the ones used between family members when leaving or returning from home. As these phrases work on a call and response structure, you'll want to make sure that you can clearly tell the difference between either the call or the response, as in the beginning, it's quite easy to mix up the two.
So let's go start from the beginning. When you are leaving home, 行ってきます. 行ってきます means I'm leaving or I'm off. And whoever still like staying at home would say 行ってらっしゃい. 行ってらっしゃい also means like please go and come back safely. Okay, so you're just coming back home. You'll say ただいま. ただいま. And then the person who was waiting for you to come home would say おかえりなさい. おかえりなさい. おかえりなさい.
Mistake number 9, forgetting your manners. In case you didn't know, the Japanese language is based on formality, and as a result, you'll often learn many variations of a phrase based on if it's casual, semi-casual, or politely formed.
But the fact is Japanese has a different level of formality. So I would highly recommend that you first master polite sentence enders first, like formality. I found English is more like kind of open and casual, and I like the way. However, in Japanese, it's a little different. So like try to use polite sentence enders, and then people appreciate in Japan.
Mistake number 10, can't say no. Here's a fun fact. The way us English folks use the word no is quite different than how the Japanese do. In fact, there are even multiple words used to say the word no in Japanese, depending on the situation.
For example, when you wanted to deny a fact or just say something is wrong, use いいえ. The next one is like in order to say not to do something, ダメです. Yeah, just to tell people, oh, don't do this, such.
So there you have it. 10 easy mistakes beginners make when speaking Japanese. For a quick summary of this video, see the link in the description below to access the written article on japponline.com reviewing everything covered in this list. One final note, if you have made it this far in the video, I suggest you click that subscribe button to ensure that you won't miss out on any future videos like this. Arigatou gozaimasu for watching this video, and we look forward to seeing you in the next one.